Hello, everybody. We are here with Laureen Nowlan-Card, and we are going to be discussing where do I stand legally. And Laureen is a Crown prosecutor with the BC Ministry of Attorney General and has been practicing law since 1997. She obtained her law degree from Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia, and after earning her Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Political Science at the Acadia University, she has worked 23 years in prosecuting criminal matter. Laureen has worked with thousands of victims of crime, including all forms of abuse. She is both trained and highly experienced in trauma-informed practice. And 6 years ago, Laureen expanded her career to include life coaching for women in areas of women empowerment and public speaking. Laureen is the founder of Women Thriving After Trauma, an online community of resources. She resides in Victoria with her husband of 27 years and two lovely children. So welcome to the show again, Laureen.
Thank you.
And the question that we're going to be asking Laureen today is, I decided to take legal action. Where do I start?
Okay, so you want to take legal action. As I said in a previous segment, there are three main ways that you can take legal action, and one is through the criminal courts, one is through civil court, and the other is through family court, depending on your circumstances. Where do I start? Well, I would suggest starting with resources in the community. I would suggest researching online what's available in the community. There are a lot of victim services community centers. There are women's transition centers. There are public legal education resources online. So you would want to begin by connecting with some of those resources that could actually help walk you through the process. You don't need to go it alone. From there, if you're going to start a criminal prosecution, which ends up being taken over by the police and the Crown, so the province ends up prosecuting it, you don't need to hire a lawyer. But your first step, once you've decided, is that you would report it to the police. So you'd go to your local police detachment and begin by providing a full statement of everything you can remember and any other things that you know that might help them investigate. If you're beginning a civil suit, your first action would be to go and consult with a civil lawyer. Many civil lawyers will do that as a first consultation free. So you'll want to, if money is a hardship, you'll want to look into that. Also, if money is a hardship, you can look into legal aid services in your community. And thirdly, if you want to bring a family law action, you would reach out again to a lawyer. You would have to hire your own lawyer as you would with a civil claim. And again, legal aid may be available depending on your circumstances. And there may also be resources through Women's Transition and other community resources for women who've been in domestic abuse situations.
Great. So you had mentioned that they can go online and look for resources. Now, you're also the founder of Women Thriving After Trauma. So is this a place where they can go to find that information? And if they wanted to do that, can they just type in Women Thriving After Trauma into the search and you will come up? How do they reach that community that you have created?
Sure. Well, thanks for asking. Women Thriving After Trauma is a new community. So I'm not sure if you type in Women Thriving After Trauma, if it will come up, but I have provided the link in the notes that I sent to you. So that's a possibility. Women Thriving After Trauma is a community, so it's a membership. And you come into the community and you can ask any questions in that safe container. It's a closed community inside of Facebook because that's easy to access for people who may be in that situation. But it is meant for support, to ask questions and to have peer support as well as expert support. It's not specifically for taking legal action though, Brenda. So, there are other free resources in the community that might be better suited to that. Women Thriving After Trauma, the community is about how do we go through life after a traumatic event has happened, the triggers, the trauma responses. We will have resources in there around finances and law and things of that sort. So it's a touchstone, but it wouldn't be honestly my first place of starting point. It would be a little bit later on, after I've gotten my feet under me, that I would reach out for support in that community.
Oh, great. Now, as Laureen mentioned, we are having conversations today about things that are common knowledge but really aren't that commonly known. So this is not to replace any legal counsel or any legal action or anything like that. This is just common knowledge for you so that you know where you can start to do something. Because I know that for me, I had no idea what I could do. Like, I didn't know if I could, charge my abuser. I didn't know the statute of limitations. I didn't know where to go. So again, this is just for knowledge, information. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and we will answer that in the next segment. So again, thank you, Laureen, for your time today. And we will look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks.